A hypothesis in English means an assumption, a conjecture, a premise. The assumption may be true or may not be true. We will have to ascertain the truth. So, a statistical hypothesis is a statement that I make about some population parameter. I am making an assumption in the form of a statement about some population parameter. It may be true, may not be true. I need to ascertain. Everybody understands. English, very clear, hypothesis is an assumption. A statistical hypothesis is a statement in the form of an assumption in the form of a statement about the parameter. So far, so good. Then comes here something like a googly intricate. The hypothesis, once I say an assumption, I then say it is structured into two parts, the null hypothesis and an alternative hypothesis. Why not we have only one hypothesis and finish it off? Why null and why alternative? Good question. Now, why this structure logically is, intuitively, what a person believes as the truth is the alternative hypothesis. Supposing in the supermarket, the vice president of the supermarket observes from his room that the customers are getting restless in the checkout counters. Normally, it would take 10 minutes to clear, even during peak business hours, but it is taking a little more. Therefore, the customers are getting restless. So, the assumption that the vice president makes is it is taking more than 10 minutes. That is the assumption. It is taking more than 10 minutes is the alternative hypothesis. In other words, what you intuitively feel as the truth is the alternative hypothesis which I want to prove. Unfortunately, I cannot prove it directly. I need a null hypothesis, which is a status quo, or the formulation is such, if I reject the null hypothesis, it leads to the alternative. Let me pick up an example. Let's say you have a friend and he always speaks the truth. You have observed him 10,000 times he has spoken the truth. So, I cannot say the null hypothesis is he speaks the truth. Because if I can gather evidence and reject, because I intuitively feel he speaks the truth, it is not possible for me to live with him forever to prove that he speaks the truth, because 10,001th occasion he may tell a lie. So what I do is, the null hypothesis is, let's say his name is Peter. Peter is a liar. The alternative hypothesis is Peter speaks the truth. Now, Peter speaks the truth is what I believe, so I can gather evidence and reject the null hypothesis that Peter is a liar with 95% confidence level, and I say only 5% of the time I have gone wrong, and therefore I conclude Peter speaks the truth. I cannot make the null hypothesis as Peter speaks the truth. You get the point? So, generally, the alternative hypothesis is what people want to prove, and for that I have to formulate the null hypothesis. So, a null hypothesis is a status quo. It is so formulated that its rejection leads to the desired conclusion. Its rejection leads to the desired conclusion, which is the alternative hypothesis. And this is the foundation knowledge that we must have about why the hypothesis is dichotomized into null and the alternative.